Mmenotice kumekuwa na kelele mingi sana bunge. President anasema tunakula pesa. Wakina Sifuna wanaleta shida. Acha niwaambie kile linafanyika. Unaona president? Mtu yote akishakuwa president, mwaka ya kwanza ya pili hivi, wale watu wenye walimsaidia wanakuaga na kiburi sana. Wanasemanga huyu ni mtu wetu tulimsaidia kuwa president. Wanakufanyanga vitu mbaya sana. Na history history ni kitu fani sana. Ukiangalia mtu kama Kim Jong aliuanga brother yake, akaua uncle yake. Hitler, ule president alikuwaga wa Germany, kuna hiyo group ilimsaidianga ku capture power, aliwaua. Ukienda hapa Uganda, Idi Amin alifanyanga hivyo. Mugabe alifanya hivyo. Kuna president mwingine hadi wa China alifanyanga hivyo. Mwingine huko Russia alifanyanga hivyo. Ma president wanafanyaga hivyo. So time ya Ruto imefika. Yes, ashakuwa president. Yes, wakina Ichung'wa walimsaidia. But sasa wakina Ichung'wa wanaanza kujiona kuna kakiburi kama kanaingia kwa kina Ichung'wa. Wanafanya vituko huko bunge. Wanapitisha bills, wanafanya vitu zozo, wanaongelesha Wakenya vile wanataka. Ruto akikaa chini peke yake, akikaa chini huko State House akiwa bafu, anafikiria bana, Wakenya wamenipea responsibility. Na hii kiti boss wangu anashindaga akisema hakunanga president anatakaga kuwa president then a fail. Mtu akiwa peke yake kuna ile ka conscience kana kujanga kana mwambia pana, after some few years utaenda home. So Ruto mmekuwa mkimpigia kelele one time, yes. After miaka 2-3 anaona, after miaka 2 anaona mimi nitaenda home. Na nitaenda home kama nimefanyia nini hawa Kenya? Kuna president walikuwa kama Kibaki wanasema alijenga Thika Road, Uhuru walisema alitengeneza SGR. Mimi nitafanya nini? So Ruto anajaribu kufanya mambo ya housing, anajaribu kutengeneza stadium, ndio anajikaza na Harambee. Then anasikia huko bunge, wabunge wake ni pesa tu wanachukua kipass bills kwa sababu wanajua aje president wetu ni rafiki yetu. So nyiwe expecting a lot of cries from that government, from that parliament. Wakina Ichung'wa, wakina Mili, wakina Sifuna watapiga kelele, si wako kwa broad based na ya serikali ni moja sahi, watapiga kelele. Na acha nikwambie Ruto hawahitaji sahi, by the way. Sahi Ruto ameamua kufanya kazi. Na akifanya kazi atadeal na hao mundu. Hata kama speaker wakiendelea kufanya ukora, utasikia tu. Nyie keni macho. Na mkimaliza kuwatch hii video, endeni mfanye research mzuri, muangalie wale leaders eliminate wale watu wenye waliwasaidia ku capture power. Ndio mjue kile Ruto alisema juzi kuhusu corruption si mchezo.
Ruto, salute. Baba, salute. This is good. This is good. Now, good people, our parliamentarians are the best. They have been told they don't have an opportunity to participate in corruption. Guess what? Hiyo mkutano tuliona jana haikuisha. They walked out. I hear one of them in the morning is saying tuliambiwa tutakuwa arrested so we had to run. They did not close the meeting. There was no Q&A session. The assertion is they want to go and have a kamukonji. I am wondering, what are they discussing in this kamukonji? Wataenda kuambiana, unajua majamaa, imesemekana ya kwamba sasa tutakuwa tunaitisha bribe. Hatutakuwa tunahongwa na serikali. Tutatoa wapi pesa majamaa? Is this the beginning of the independence of parliament, because it has been a baby of the executive?
You are one, somebody amongst yourself are going to be arrested.
You decided there was not going to be arrested.
Actually, nobody even instructed the members of parliament. Everybody said, let's go for Kamkunji. We put our questions in parliament. We are parliamentarians.
They walked away.
Yes. The guests decided they don't have questions. Is that wrong?
And so what did they?
Yani, as a voter, I can clearly see the motivation of our parliamentarians. It is clear. I'm going to say one term to all of them. One term to wote. And parliamentarians, now we see you. As Kenyans tunawaona na tumewajua.
Welcome to Kenya Alpha Media, your #1 trending news channel. Entertainment, gossips, rumors. Kindly subscribe before we progress.
Wadau na wadakuzi was training hapa 254 ni kwamba Kenyans have gone ahead na kureact after the president of Kenya William Ruto accused a section of members of parliament of receiving bribes to vote against the recently enacted anti-money laundering law. Speaking during a joint parliamentary group meeting with ODM and UDA legislators on Monday, August 18th, Ruto said he was aware of corrupt dealings within parliamentary committees. He said there are legitimate concerns about how resources are being spent at the counties, and we cannot run away. By virtue of the position I hold today, I am a consumer of raw intelligence. I know what's going on. The president claimed that some of MPs were compromised with millions of shillings to frustrate critical laws. He said, do you, for example, know that a few members of your committee collected cash 10 million shillings so that you don't pass the law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? Ruto also raised concerns on how some county officials access large sums of cash. Where does somebody find shillings 150 million? Is that his money? That is money that belongs to the county. He warned the corruption was eroding the credibility of parliament and undermining public trust. Ruto went ahead and vowed that going forward it will not only be about shaming them, but anyone implicated in bribery scandals would be arrested, in which he said, we are not going to shame them, we are going to arrest them. Both the givers and receivers must be dealt with them. Na hizi remarks za kwake ziliweza kufanya wabunge kuenda pale kwenye bunge na kuteta kweli kweli na kusema kwamba wanataka rais wa Kenya Ruto kufika pale bungeni aweze kujibu mashtaka kwa sababu ya kusema eti wabunge wako corrupt, na kuna wengine ambao ni kana kwamba wanapanga mpango ya kumuimpicha, na ni kitu ambacho kimefanya Wakenya kuweza kureact pale. Wadau, tazama na usisahau kusubscribe.
Well, since President William Ruto decided to threaten MPs that he will get them arrested for taking bribes in committees in parliament, the MPs have decided to go on a go slow. So much so that the National Assembly Deputy Speaker, Gladys Not Such a Boss Sholei, decided to call off a session because there was not enough quorum for MPs to attend, to proceed with the session. And let me tell you why this is exciting me. It's because for the first time we've seen MPs from across the political divide react adversely to the president, which is going to prove something that I'm about to explain in this video. You see, the MPs are probably shocked and scared. They're like, yo, we were on the same side a second ago. Why do you want to sacrifice us?
Peter, stop! Stop! It's me!
Which I'm not sure not showing up to parliament the next day sends the message they want to send, because if you didn't take a bribe in parliament, why are you afraid to go to parliament? So that may be an admission that the shoe actually fits. However, let's focus on why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because this thing that we are seeing has proved a point that nimejaribu kusukuma since 2021. I've always said that our solutions, most of them, lie in parliament. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. I don't know whether we should put this on a billboard, but I've always told you, your biggest problem up to now is your MPs. Because if a parliamentarian is elected to parliament when they are more afraid of their electorate than they are of anyone else, including the president, they will act correct. Because don't get confused by anything else. Don't get confused by parliamentary group meetings, by party loyalties. All those are second to the loyalty they have to their constituents. Because let me tell you, MPs have 3 roles. 1, to represent. 2, to legislate. And 3, to oversight. And in my own understanding of these roles, there is a hierarchy of these roles. Because without representation, which I think is at the top, there is no oversight and there is no legislation. How are you going to make laws if I don't make you a member of parliament? So you have to carry my interest first, carry my vote and the trust I have put in you as a representative first before anything else. So if they go to parliament understanding that they are representatives first, they will act correct. And I like it because now, in their own political confusion or whatever they are trying to do there, they have proved to us a point that if your MPs are more afraid of you than they are of the president or anybody else, they will act correct. So you have the answer in the next election. I keep on saying, you can shout wanta, tunaweza kuwa pande moja tunasema Ruto must go the whole time. But if you yourself decide to elect Jesus Christ as the president of this country, and you elect MPs who are thugs, these MPs will impeach your Jesus Christ and they will install their own devil. So be sure, as you say one tap, check your mbunge pia yeye akuwe ni one tap, or you put a better person there. That's all.